Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm literally filming a run vlog right now, but I was like, oh my god, this is a video I've wanted to make for so long. How I stopped caring about people's opinions. And I just want to say a disclaimer right now. I don't think that title is very accurate. It's probably a little bit of a lie. I don't think I'm ever going to truly stop caring about people's opinions, and I don't think as humans we ever truly can unless you have some kind of super ability. And if you do value people's opinions a lot and it stops you from doing things that you want to do, I just want to say for a second, don't feel bad about that. Don't come at this from a place of judging yourself. At the end of the day, that trait of caring about people's opinions, caring what somebody thinks of you, was a survival mechanism from the caveman times. That would have kept you alive. You should be very happy about it that you have that. But the truth is, we're not living in the caveman times anymore. How much value does that really put in your life to constantly be in fear of rejection or fear of what people think of you? And I feel like the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like I went on that journey with starting social media. So I started my TikTok in 2022, about halfway through the year. Started the YouTube channel about 6 months ago, but I started taking it really seriously in the last 6 months, I would say. And I feel like that was something really scary for me. I still remember starting the channel and the first video I posted and being so scared to put it out there and so scared what people are going to think. And honestly, what really helped me was I was listening to the Joe Rogan and Mr. Beast podcast. If you guys haven't heard that one, I feel like you should. And just being honestly, not even in an inspired type of way. I was like, if this kid can, is literally making, I was sitting there. I had an office job. I was an admin at my job that I freaking hated this job. Hated to my core. Hated my boss. Hated the job. Just didn't like it. Not hated my boss. Not hated the job, okay? I just really didn't like it. It was just so unfulfilling, It was just very unfulfilling of a job. And I was listening to the podcast and I was like, this guy's literally making $100 million. This crazy operation. He's living out his dream life. I was like, even if I could just have a fraction of that, why am I staying here for this, it was just an old right paycheck, nothing crazy. Why am I staying here for this old right paycheck what if I just took a fraction of that? What if I was just able to make $50K a year doing something that I actually liked? You know what I mean? Back then I was just being very, very realistic and conservative about it. And I was like, I have to do it. There's no way. For me, it was just the risk of not doing it finally tipped the scale. And it was the reward of doing it was worth it for me finally, because I don't know, I just feel I was so unfulfilled in that time of my life. And I mean, at the end of the day, something that I feel a lot of you guys can relate to is I had immigrant parents from Iraq. They were very traditional, very traditional back home era parents. And very quickly, probably when I was 14, 13, I realized I was not going to live up to their expectations. I was not going to live a life that they would probably be consider the traditional life for a girl like me, if that makes sense. So I think we all slowly start coming to terms with the fact that if we put people's opinions and we take that pressure and put it on ourselves, I don't know, I just don't think it's going to be a good life, personally, for me. Because the truth is, the only person that lives with the consequences of your actions is you. The only person that has to live with those decisions is you. Your parents are going to pass away one day. You know what I mean? Obviously, anybody of us can die any day, but let's be real. Your teachers are going to die. I'm just kidding, no. But you know what I mean? They're going to live their own life. Your parents are going to live their own life. They're going to do their own thing. If you take their opinions and kind of do it for them, you have to live with that. If you don't marry the person you want to marry because your, I don't know, uncle, your cousins are saying, no, don't marry them, you have to sleep next to the person you married. Nobody else is going to kiss their lips, okay? So just think about that. I think that was such a big thing for me. It's they're not going to live my life. None of these people are going to live my life. So what do I want? And it's slowly building confidence in yourself and building confidence and trusting your intuition and just trying things out. And I feel we all have a purpose deep down, and we all have a vision for our lives and something that would actually be fulfilling for us, something that would actually make us happy, and or just bring value to our lives and bring value to the world. And it gets clouded by, honestly, fear. It's people's fear. Because I truly think, unless it's a trained person, unless this is a counselor, therapist, psychologist that's really good, a mentor, somebody that's really good at what they do, most opinions are just a projection of the person's fears and their own limitations and their own personal views of their potential. Honestly, that's the truth. if you do have immigrant parents, you know what they are very fear-based on their opinions, lots of them. They'll say, go to school, get a really reliable job, just play it safe, because they don't understand this country. They don't, you know what I mean? Like it's everything's so new to them. And I'm not saying I blame them for that at all. That makes 100% sense. But I'm just saying that we just have to we should at least be mindful enough to see, where is this person's opinion coming from. If you have divorced parents and they're really, really scared when you come and you bring somebody to the house and you're like, I'm going to marry this person. Well, we have to let's just at least be mindful for a second. Why would they be so scared? That makes sense, and give them that compassion. I'm not saying, oh, let's not give them compassion. And I'm not saying I'm like all high and mighty and I don't do it either. I'm 100% sure that I've done it. 100%. Like, or, one of my friends brings a guy that she's dating and I'm like, girl, do not, because he reminds me of one of my crazy uncles or something. And I'm like, trust me, don't go for him. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, no, he's not my crazy uncle. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I have a crazy uncle, but I love you all. Love all my family if you're watching this. Do not screen record and send it to anybody. But anyway, that's just like a good thing to remember. And I think it's like, be careful who you get advice from. I think the majority of the time, like, it's like growing and actually evolving in yourself and actually doing the things that you want and breaking through that is not even about gaining more information. It's about unlearning all the BS that people have taught you. It's all the fear-based BS. Like, it kind of makes sense. Why does your teacher not tell you to start a business? Because they took that route. They took this very safe school, a very easy degree, a very stable paycheck, very stable like job security. They took that route. So of course, a lot of the time, not all the time, obviously, a lot of the time, they're not gonna be promoting you to do some crazy stuff, to start a YouTube channel in high school and be like, no, I don't want to go to post-secondary. You know what I mean? They're not gonna promote that, because that's not the path they took. And they are speaking to you like that because what worked for them is taking a very secure and safe route. And that's, like I'm saying, that's very fine. That's amazing. Do what you want to do for your own life. But let's just keep in mind where people's opinions are coming from. And lots of the time, maybe we shouldn't even be taking their opinion. And the truth is, you're going to still hear it. Obviously, you're going to take it in. But I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something from Gandhi. And it's like, you can still hear it. You can take it but take everything with a grain of salt. Don't internalize it. It's your choice to internalize it. Somebody can give their opinions and criticisms. This is especially true if you're interested in starting social media. You're going to have a million opinions in your comment section if you're doing this right, if you're doing well. And I've had viral videos that popped off thousands and thousands. I've probably gotten more hate comments than the average person that doesn't have a platform gets in their entire life. Thousands and thousands and thousands of opinions. And it's like, you have to quickly realize that you have to make the decision to internalize these. Like, you make the decision. You cannot let it in if you don't want to. I'm just going to email. I can't read it. No, my eyesight's too bad. I can't read it. You have to make the decision. You can't take it all in. Obviously, there's going to be things that are more triggering than others. And I'm not going to say that I didn't go down a rabbit hole of reading all my hate comments, because I did. But you can't let it affect you too much. And a big part of that is especially when it comes to just like empty comments, especially when it's just like anonymous accounts, you can't even let the positive stuff build you up too much. You can't let the praise build you up too much, because I feel like if you let the praise build you up, then you have no choice then really feel it when the criticisms come around as well. You know what I mean? You just have to kind of like devalue everybody's opinion in a way, take everything with a grain of salt, and trust your own intuition, trust your own opinion, and actually start thinking about what you want. And I think a big part of that is just growing your confidence. This is all stuff that worked for me, by the way. Probably should have put this disclaimer in the beginning of the video, but these are all things that worked for me. And like I said, I'm not 100% perfect, and I'm not saying that, oh, I figured it all out. I'm just saying that I definitely did it enough where I do live my life for myself in a positive way. I don't, harm anybody else, but I live my life for myself in a way that I see other people are too scared to, if I'm being real. Like, I do whatever I want, like in a lot of ways that I think a lot of people are not. And I still remember the moments where I had to like quickly realize. And the first few times where you do it, sorry, this is low-key a rambling type of vlog, but the first few times where you do it, like that first time that you post a video, or the first time that you actually stand up for yourself and say, no, I'm going to do this, it's going to be scary. I'll never forget. I was signed up at University of Calgary for the course I was going to do. It was like this extension of nursing. It was like something like that, okay? It doesn't matter what it was a bachelor's degree. And I came in for the orientation, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to do this. I felt a horrible sinking feeling in my gut. I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be happy if I do this, is gonna be making me miserable. I just trusted my intuition. I was like, I have a horrible feeling about this. I knew that my mom was gonna be so disappointed in me. All she wanted, I was one of her smartest kids. If my siblings are listening to this, yeah, I was the smartest. I had the best grades. Like, let's be real. Academically, guys, don't come at me. Academically, I was the best, okay? So I knew she was gonna be so sad and so disappointed. I was like, I don't wanna do this. I don't know if I'm gonna take a gap year. I don't know what I wanna do, but this is just not it. And I remember coming to the house and I was like, oh my God, this is so scary. I was 17 years old because my parents put me in school early. So I was going to post-secondary. I was like, I just turned 17. And I just bawled out crying. I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, please don't make me go to this degree. I'll do anything else. Like, I'll help pay the bills. Like, just don't make me do this. And that was like such a scary moment for me. But that moment was when I realized, like, I felt so much better afterwards. And I felt so proud of myself for actually trusting myself and having confidence that I knew what was right for me. Like, we all know deep down what was right for us. We all have our purpose. And I feel like the first time you do it, at the end of the day, like, there's no advice you can take that's going to make it easier, honestly. If it's about content, your first video is going to be terrifying. Your first hate comment's going to hit you. And eventually you just become desensitized. And yeah, maybe you might mess up, but guess what? The amazing thing about doing it from your own decisions is that you can take that and you can be like, you know what? I messed up, but that's on me, and you can keep going. You don't have to point a finger at anybody. You don't have to be a victim and say, well, my husband told me to do this and he told me to do this, or my mom told me to get this degree and it didn't, and there's no jobs in it anymore. You don't have to do that. You can say, you know what, I messed up. And you know what, that's so much better. Taking accountability and actually having your own mistakes and your own, and guess what, it feels so good too when it works out, because it's your own thing. Like, I don't know, guys. This is low-key like a rambling, just chill video. This is right before the run. But I just feel like all this stuff helped me a lot, and I'm not perfect, not 100% on it yet, but, you know, if you're on that journey, you let me know. And let me know in the comments too what helped you. I'm always trying to learn and, like, make myself better as well, but these are just some of the things that helped me slowly just get the chokehold, because I know it's, like, miserable. Trust me, I feel you guys. Like, how it feels like you're in a prison of just everybody else's opinions and everybody else's perspectives on what you should do. And it's a hurtful thing. At the end of the day, we all know what we should do, and we're all different. We all want different things out of this life. So that's just my thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can leave in a comment what you thought. But bye, everybody.